What is going on, you guys? AK-40 Kevin here in the Gamer Heaven. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Viper brothers, i.e. the one that started it all, the Razer Viper Ultra Lightweight mouse, then the Viper Ultimate, as well as its little angry brother that likes to fight, the Viper Mini. Let's crack right into it. We have the Viper brothers here, boys, and they are a stout group. These are some phenomenal mice. I have to say I have absolutely zero complaints. I have some nitpicky things I'll mention, but overall, fantastic mice. I have tested a lot of mice from Corsair, Razer, HYPR, SteelSeries, etc. So I have a good amount of experience with gaming peripherals. And I have to say, these are probably some of the top tier mice that I've tested out. Obviously, I'm not sponsored by Razer or anything like that. Alrighty guys, so first of all, price, because that is obviously a huge factor, is your budget. So this bad boy here, the Viper Mini, retails for $40. However, it is constantly on sale. In fact, right now it is on sale on Amazon for $30. There are links to all these in the description below. Those are affiliate links. You don't pay an extra dime for the purchase, but I do get a couple of shekels thrown my way for referring you guys over there. The regular Viper retails for $80, however it's on sale quite constantly again. I think it's $60 on Amazon right now. And then the Viper Ultimate originally retailed for $150 US, then it was dropped in price a few months after launch down to $130, and that also includes the I have it tied back with wire ties so I can't pull it over here, but that includes the wireless dock as well, which I think is absolutely fantastic. They do have a version without the wireless dock, but it's only like $10 or $15 cheaper, and at that price, it's not worth it, because if you were to buy the dock separately, it's like a $40 or $50 accessory, as it is RGB. It does charge your device. It does allow you to plug the dongle into that, so you don't have to take up another USB port on your PC tower. And also, it holds up your device in a nice 45-degree fashion on your desk while flashing RGB underneath it. It's just cool, period. So, and it's magnetized. It like snaps the mouse over to it. So you're going to find this for about $130. I have seen it as cheap as $115 at one point. As I say cheap, that's not cheap at all. But this isn't a cheap mouse by any means. This is a top tier mouse. So the sensors in these mice, you have 8,500 DPI or dots per inch in the Mini. You have 16,000 in the Viper, and you have 20,000 in the Viper Ultimate. That really doesn't matter at all. So that's kind of just for bragging rights at the bar, but if you're going to be using these for first-person shooters or even anything, any gaming productivity work, you're probably going to have the DPI between 800 and 1,800 if you're playing first-person shooters, or if you're just doing like MMORPGs or browsing around Windows, you might have it in the 2,000 to 3,000 range. So even the lowest one here, 8,500K, that's more than you need. So when you get up to like these high DPI and CPI, which is the sensitivity of the mouse, optical and laser sensors, it's just for bragging rights or marketing, really. So the Viper and Viper Mini are wired, but they use this HyperFlex cable, just a gimmicky little marketing name, HyperFlex Tomahawk Deluxe Double Kneecap Buster. You know, they always have to have some crazy name for it, but it is a very impressive cable, actually. I never really thought there'd be much to talk about with a cable, but there is. And not only is it incredibly flexible, it's also much, much lighter than traditional cables, and it's also a very slick microfiber braided material on the outside, so even traditional braided cables, this microfiber material is a lot slicker, so it really just glides across your mouse pad, and it never really gets caught up on anything, so you don't need a mouse bungee or anything like that. But obviously being wireless is the way to go. In fact, for me personally, headsets and mice, I've made the full transition over to wireless. I'll still review wired products, but for me personally, for my daily drivers and what I have in my collection, wireless mice and headsets is the way to go, because wireless technology over the last 5 to 6 years has gotten so good that if you're using a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, Bluetooth is still very laggy and I wouldn't recommend it for gaming, but a dongle is literally zero latency. You're not going to notice any input lag or latency. That's an old wives' tale. It's not a thing anymore. So being wireless is the way to go. You don't have any wires holding you back from quick flicking maneuvers, getting caught up on your desk or anything like that. And with the hyperspeed wireless technology, I know another marketing name, you got the HyperFlex cable and hyperspeed wireless. But Razer uses this new technology that they actually tout or claim is faster than being wired. Now, that's a bold claim, and I don't know if that's true or not, but I will say I notice absolutely zero input delay, and I play a lot of competitive first-person shooters, and it feels phenomenal. Now, as far as the shape of the shell and form factor, overall ergonomics, the Viper and the Viper Ultimate are absolutely identical. The only difference in shape is just the fact that it doesn't have the cord in the front there, obviously. But the Viper Mini is about 20% smaller. It's not a huge difference whatsoever. It's a little bit narrower and about 1/3 of an inch shorter, but it is not a compact mouse. In fact, I was very surprised. If you watched my full review of this mouse, it doesn't feel that compact at all. Like, it feels like a regular mouse. I was expecting only to be able to claw or fingertip grip this, but you can palm grip this thing incredibly comfortable, and the shell actually fits right in your palm, and your fingers aren't overlapping or overhanging the front of the buttons. It just feels really, really good. So, smaller form factor with the Viper. It is also the lightest at 62 grams. You have 69 grams in the Viper regular and 74 grams in the Viper wireless, making it the lightest wireless mouse on the market. These all do feel phenomenally light, and I have to say, the difference between 62, 68, was it 69, and 74, they all feel really light. You do feel a noticeable difference going to the Viper Mini, but the Viper and the Viper Ultimate really don't feel too much difference. You can, if you close your eyes, you can tell that this is lightest, this is a little heavier, this is a little bit heavier, but they're all super light to where it's like, they're all just really, really light. And being wireless, the Viper Ultimate, you do kind of get an additional sensation of lightness because there is no cord drag whatsoever. I mean, one of my neighbors is thumping some beats out there. Anyway, hopefully it's not too loud, doesn't distract from the video. But moving on to the switches here. They all have optical switches, so instead of traditional mechanical switches like this Razer Lance head over here, these are optical, meaning that they're light-based. There's a light beam that gets broken when you depress them, and what that means is that they're quieter than traditional mechanical switches, and also that they actuate quicker and they take less of a forceful press to actuate them. Now, this is especially noticeable on the Viper Mini over here. These actually are noticeably quieter than the Viper and the Viper Mini. Yeah, for being claimed that they are the same exact optical switches, these are lighter and crispier and also a lot quieter on the Viper Ultimate. I don't know if that's just a placebo effect, but to me it's very, very noticeable. But they all feel phenomenal. They all feel incredibly satisfying, very nice resistance, tactile click, nice rebound, good reset. These are just great switches overall. Mouse wheels are all identical on all three of these models here. Literally identical. I've done disassembly and, well, as you can see, full customization on these two here. And they all have the exact same mouse wheel in there, which has nice distinct steps. It also feels very crisp clicking down. The side buttons, the side accessory buttons on the Viper and Viper Ultimate are identical. You have 4, 2 on each sides, as these are ambidextrous mice. And then on the Viper Mini, it is a little bit different. They went with what feels like a cheaper switch design. It's a little bit louder and doesn't have as satisfying of a click. And also, it is not a true ambidextrous mouse because there is no buttons over here. To me, that's not a huge deal. I'm left-handed and I game with the mouse on my right hand. I've actually never met a left-handed player that uses their left hand to operate a mouse. I've tried it just for experimentation and to see what it felt like. It felt really unnatural and really hard to aim. So, yeah. I mean, ask your left-handed friends and put it in the comment section below. Do you know anybody that actually uses a mouse in their left hand? Yeah. But I will say, though, with these buttons on the side here, I usually just deactivate them inside of the software or disable them so they don't do anything. Because when you are going to be claw or fingertip gripping this, you're kind of pinching the sides of the mouse, and sometimes you accidentally click those, and then you're doing things in the game that you don't want to do. So I just deactivate those anyway. Now, as for additional switches, there is a DPI or dots per inch stage or step button on the bottom here on both the Viper and the Viper Ultimate. I don't like the fact that it's on the bottom here, because if you pick up a sniper rifle, you want to drop down your sensitivity to get some finite, precise movements. You'd have to, flip your mouse over and do that. That just takes extra time, takes you out of the game. As we're with the Viper Mini, that DPI button is here right on top, which also serves a second benefit for people like myself that do not use multiple DPI modes or switch them on the fly of their mouse. I set one DPI and I stick with it. Then this becomes another mappable button for me, so I can have this to throw my tactical grenades or set to my melee or whatever I want. So that's another gameplay button for me, which is really nice. The plastics do feel a little bit cheap and chintzy on these. The only stock one here is the regular Viper here, as I don't plan on customizing this one. I am going to disassemble it on the video. I am going to disassemble it on this channel to show you guys how to make repairs if you need to, but I don't plan on customizing this one. But it has really cheap, chintzy feeling plastics. That's probably because they're trying to keep weight down by using cheap, lightweight plastics. However, these ones do feel better now that I have painted them and done 3 coats of clear coat on there. It kind of thickened it up a little bit. I weighed them. It didn't really add anything. I think it added 1 gram of weight to the Viper by painting it. But it feels, they feel all slick, and they feel real slick now. They don't feel all kind of crappy like this material here. There are some pretty decent rubberized grips on the side here. I don't really like these new grips that I don't like these new grips that Razer is using on the side. I actually prefer their legacy grips on some of their older models. Like this is a 2.5-year-old Razer Lancehead over here, and I actually think that these rubberized grips are more comfortable and grippy than the ones that come on the new Vipers. On the new models like the Viper, the Naga, the Basilisk, all the new Razer mice are using these side grips here. But bad side grips, or mediocre side grips, I should say, are better than no side grips at all, which is what the Viper Mini comes with. So these are aftermarket grips that I put on there, but this comes with no rubberized grip on the side whatsoever, just hard plastic. And it's also a little slick too, so if you are going to be fingertip or claw gripping, that was reversed. Claw gripping or finger tipping, it's a little slick there, so I would recommend getting some grips. I'll have those linked in the description below. They're about $8 on Amazon, and they feel premium. Why is it so loud in my neighborhood right now? Was there a fucking car show going on out there? What am I at the Cars and Coffee right now? Why is it so loud on my street right now? Jesus Christ. I must be getting old, because now I'm just like, I wish they would shut up. But like for me, I have a good reason. I'm making YouTube content in here, but anyway, and I am getting old too. That is also a thing as well. Moving on to the skates. These are the stock skates that come on the Viper Mini. They are these white skates, which are absolutely awesome. These literally are the same as aftermarket skates you would get from a company like G-Skates, so there is no need to upgrade. These things glide incredibly smooth. They feel phenomenal. You have a good balance between control and speed, and they're just overall awesome. The Viper Ultimate also comes with white skates. I know these are black. These are some aftermarket replacements that I got, and they're actually worse than the stock white ones that come on there. The stock ones look just like the Viper Mini, but obviously 4 small ones, and they feel phenomenal. So if you get this mouse, that's one last thing you'll have to get for it is upgraded skates, because they just feel phenomenal. However, the Viper regular comes with these black skates, which are by no means bad. Razer stock skates, even the black ones, are okay, but these are not as premium and don't glide quite as smooth as the white ones that come on the Viper Mini and the Viper Ultimate. So software support, these all share the Razer Synapse 3 application, which is a program that I really like. It gives you great control over the RGB lighting, being able to remap your keys, setting onboard profiles for your DPI or sensitivity, as well as setting up profiles for different mouse pads. So overall, just a very easy to use software program. However, these do not have onboard storage for your remapped buttons, just for the DPI. So you're going to have to keep Razer Synapse 3 running in the background, just minimized. But that's not really a huge deal. It just goes to the Windows tray. They're all great mice. I mentioned that in the beginning. But I have to say that the Viper regular, the traditional one, the one that started it all, we just kind of have to set him over here. Now, if they were brothers and I was their parent, I'd be thinking, why can't you be more like your brothers? Like, this is a great mouse and all, but these have bigger selling factors to me. This, in my opinion, is the best budget mouse out there, considering you can pick this bad boy up for $30. And this thing is phenomenal. I mean, this thing has, besides needing some rubberized grips on the side, this has awesome stock skates, phenomenal buttons, good feeling scroll wheel, good sensor, the HyperFlex cable, support for the Razer 3 Synapse 3 application, and just feels so good in the hand. So overall, like, this is the best budget mouse that I've tested. When I say budget, anything sub like $50. And this, in my opinion, is the best mouse on the market, period. Like, money not an option, top tier, S tier, you know, get the best thing you can find, the Viper Ultimate. This is, in my opinion, the best mouse out there. So this has taken what was good about the Viper upgraded from there and gotten to the point to where it's just amazing. It had those great white skates on there, 20K DPI sensor, ultra lightweight, especially for being wireless, and the buttons in there, like I said, are super light, super crispy. That was one of the big things for me. The buttons feel amazing. I could just click these for the heck of it. And you can, because these optical switches are actually rated for, I think it's 70 million clicks or something. It's a lot more than it's a lot more than the regular mechanical switches, which are already rated for like several million clicks, but optical is actually rated for even better durability. So it should last you for a long time, which you want if you're spending $130 on a mouse. But overall, the fact that this is wireless and it just feels so doggone good. This is my daily driver over here on Trooper 7. And then this mouse is my daily driver on the other PC, Old Ben, which is my budget $350 Dell Optiplex that we're doing a build on right now on this channel, showing you guys, that's $350 including all the peripherals. So keyboard, mouse, headset, monitor, everything. The PC itself is about $130 with a $60 graphics card in it. So, yeah, I gotta say, this mouse is amazing. So if you do travel a lot and you want to throw this into a laptop bag or something like that, because you travel for business or you're a student in a dorm, you don't have a lot of space, you have a small desk or something, this definitely is a phenomenal mouse. So if money's no option and you can get whatever, I would definitely check out the Ultimate. If you're on a budget and you want doggone near the same features as the top dog over here in a smaller form factor, the Mini. Which leaves the cheese out in the wind for the Viper Original, which sucks because this is the one that started it all. Without this mouse coming and having great success in the market and people, reviewing it fantastically and saying it's amazing, then these two wouldn't have been incepted. This isn't a bad mouse by any means. If you got this for a gift or something like that, it's a great mouse. It really is. But I just feel like being wireless and having better skates, this is a better version than the Viper here. And that charging dock, which is really cool. And then this is just the best budget mouse that I've seen. So, yeah, they're all great, but I feel like these have more to offer, good budget and then just best mouse on the market. And then this is the one that started it all. So we have you as a thank you, a pat on the rump for that. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you're an owner of one of these mice and you think I forgot something or I was incorrect on something, or you have a question, drop it in the comment section below. I'm very active with my community. I respond to my comments daily. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, shove a thumb up, a like on the video. That helps it to get seen by more people and lets me know that people actually like this kind of content and to make videos similar to it in the near future. And make sure you subscribe so you're aware when I do new computer peripheral reviews on this channel, such as headsets, keyboards, mice, controllers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.